Hey everybody, welcome to the long-awaited Northernlion Plays Bloodborne. I could fill you with excuses for why this is as late as it is, or I could just lie to you. I don't want to spoil the game for people, blah blah. No, really, I came down with like a nasty throat infection right as Bloodborne came out, and then that transferred into a nasty eye infection. But at least my throat is fine now, but we're going to start playing. People have asked me, is this going to be blind? Is it going to be not blind? Yes. The first couple of hours of the game, first few hours, depending on what the difference between blind play and not blind play. Usually, you know, first run through of a Souls game takes like 40 hours, and then the second run through takes like 6. So, basically the first handful of bosses I've already done. Failed to acquire Bloodborne. Okay, I guess we'll play offline here if this is not going to work properly. This has been a comedy of errors here over the course of this. The first little bit will be blind. After that, it'll get... sorry, the opposite way. The first little bit of this won't be blind. That would be an impressive feat. And after that, it will be blind pretty quickly. So we'll do offline mode, and we'll start up a new game here. There's going to be some cutscenes. There's going to be character creation. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer first episode. I'm going to shut up, let this guy talk, though.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Alright, so this is like, there's a little intermingled character creation along with these opening game cutscenes. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple here. Let's get that over there. We'll make our name into Thornforge, as is a classic kind of Northernlion Dark Souls-y name. If you're not familiar, like, my channel's gotten a larger and different audience since the difference between Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne. I actually was originally kind of known for doing a Dark Souls Let's Play, probably like around the same notoriety that I was for The Binding of Isaac, and same with Dark Souls 2. So Bloodborne is kind of a natural progression here, I think. I'm playing at 1080p. It should be, I mean, the video is going to be 60 frames per second, but the actual game itself typically runs around 30, except when things get a little framey, but that won't happen until a little bit later. So we have basically a starting class here that we can choose. I am going to choose a class that is a little stronger in Vigor, aka like Vitality, and Strength. So Troubled Childhood has decent Endurance. Violent Past has good Strength and good Vitality. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care how many Blood Echoes they start with. Yeah, I think we'll go with Violent Past. Terribly Violent Past, rash but stronger for it. So we start with a low amount of Blood Echoes. I don't really care about that at all. We'll be male, age, let's take mature, voice, let's take mature, build, we'll try, I don't know, large head. That seems appropriate for me. I'm pretty much as pale as it gets, so this is relatively good, and I'll tell you what, we'll roll with like this face preset. No, it's a little bit like an Italian Nicolas Cage or something. I'm more like this, with, I don't know. It's hard to judge your own face like this. I don't really have that square of a jaw. That's actually pretty good. And then if I give myself baldness, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Wait a minute. If I give myself baldness, that should be appropriate. That's looking pretty good. And I'll take the light beard option, which is like this. And then we'll go for glasses. And I think pretty much that's as good as we're going to do. I'm not going to spend too much time in the character creator. You know, you can... I've done it. You can make yourself look absolutely freaking demonic in this if you want to. You can totally break it. You can make Shrek. You can make Jim Carrey from The Mask. Go nuts. I'm just going to stick with a character that looks kind of like myself because I'm pretty close to the, you know, starting character type in Bloodborne, apparently. I look like I could be on... Yeah, I could be like a red shirt on Frasier. Not on Star Trek, but on Frasier. Get used to the loading screens, by the way. There's going to be... they're going to be here. Omnipresent. Omniscient, all those Omni words. Omni might as well mean long-ass loading screens. And I think this one, oh, this was a precursor to a loading screen that comes later. And then we'll have the rest of this cutscene. So I'll shut up, and normally I'd ramble over it like an asshole, but I respect the tone and the atmosphere of Souls games.
All signed and sealed.
This isn't a Souls game, but it is.
Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, You may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
And then we wake up so we can actually start playing here. So yeah, keep in mind, like, if you're playing Bloodborne for yourself, there are going to be... I'm just going to lower the volume ever so slightly of the game here. There aren't going to be spoilers. I don't know endgame Bloodborne spoilers, so it's not like I'm going to spoil anything there. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. I don't think I've ever looked around this room after I've spawned, actually. Does not open from this side. Acceptable. In any case, oh, you know what? I've even got the wrong freaking headphones on here. Oh my god, don't ever sneak up on me from that sliding door, girl. I'm playing a scary game. Alright, here we go. Now I gotta turn it up a little bit. Again, there are gonna be some spoilers. To some extent, but if you're worried about endgame spoilers, I'm not gonna sneak those out. Close the door! You're freaking me out, girl! This game's got a little survival horror vibe. So, the game doesn't necessarily start with a forced death, but you do... Probably, if you want to get a weapon as quickly as possible, you want to fight this guy, and then, you know, probably you're going to find yourself eating it a little bit. You might be able to karate chop him to death, honestly. I need to turn it down just a little bit more. And here you can learn a little bit about one of the more interesting mechanics of Bloodborne, which is basically that after you take damage, you actually have a brief opportunity to get your HP back by hitting the enemy. I think I might actually be able to kill this freaking dog with my hands. It's more of a wolf, I guess. We're stun locking the shit out of him, man. This is the build that I should bring into PvP, although unfortunately the servers don't seem to be online right now. Which is weird because I'm playing it like 2 weeks after release, but I've had some spotty online support with the game to begin with. Is there like a trophy you get for beating this guy with your hands? Okay, no, I was doing so well. Let's get as much of that HP back as we can. Keep our stamina high so we can also get out of the way. Oh, we're so close. The chops are not doing quite as much damage as I might necessarily like. There you go, give him the falcon punch. Ah, he's gonna get me. Get the HP back. Oh, Roderick, you failed me. That's alright. You're pretty much destined to die there, and I actually need to lower the volume just a little bit more. That was a good test for that, but it's as close to basically a forced death as you can come, I think. And then you respawn in the Hunter's Dream, and you actually have the opportunity to pick your starting weapons. It's not like I just missed out on the weapons. There's like tutorial messages on the ground and stuff like that, but I'll be skipping those and just kind of teaching you as we go. Again, this part of the game is not blind, so I've already done this in advance, and it's not like I'm just choosing to remain ignorant of the mechanics. Another miniature cutscene here. You know, no dialogue in this one. The game has been subject to a little bit of elitism, I guess, because of the fact that it's on PS4 and not on PC. In terms of things like texture quality, frame rate, it's a little inferior to the maximum, like, amazing stuff that you can get on PC these days. But, you know, the last Dark Souls game I played was Dark Souls 2, because it was the last Dark Souls game that came out. And I recognize that this is technically not a Souls game, but, you know, it technically is as well. I think it looks good in environment quality, especially. And the texture quality is a huge step up from Dark Souls 2. So we got 3 choices for trick weapon, which is what goes in our right-hand slot. Hunter Axe is pretty much the, like, consensus choice for the best starting item, at least for the first little bit. I'm going to roll with Saw Cleaver because it's what I'm familiar with. And then we get to choose a firearm, which basically fits the role of a parry for us right now. So I can put a Saw Cleaver on my right arm and then a Blunderbuss on my left arm. And now we are decked out here. I don't think we can start anything here, so we're just going to use the Tombstone and Awaken Above Ground here, and this will allow us to go back and fight that dog. And then we can actually get started, and I'll teach you about the combat mechanics of the game. I'm assuming now that the game's been out for so long, a lot of people have probably played it themselves. A lot of people have probably watched people beat it themselves. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with backseat gaming as long as it's civil, and, you know, recognize that part of the fun of Souls games, for myself in particular, is not knowing how everything works and figuring out what works and what doesn't work as you go, rather than just, like, min-maxing 100% right out of the gate on what is basically like an 80% blind playthrough for me. So, don't be bent out of shape if I don't take that advice immediately. So I think we can get an item if we go back this way and talk to this lady.
On the hunt. Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do.
Alright, so we get a blood vial from her. And I gotta be honest, I was looking through the window to see if I could see her face, because I saw that Nick did that, actually. I don't think we want to rest at this, because we can't really rest at it. That's basically a bonfire here. The lamps are now bonfires. Alright, we got a couple of different attacks. Our L2 attack is our gun. Gun is pretty much a parry. Then our R1 attack is that quick attack. We also have a power attack, which is that right there. And we have an attack that actually transforms our weapon and looks really cool. There you go. And you can also attack on the way in with that. And that gives you a little bit of a wider range. Makes your weapon occasionally deal more damage, but it also has the problem of having it take a lot more time to actually land an attack. So welcome to Yharnam. This is where we're going to spend at least the very, very, very early stages of this game. This is where pretty much all of our time is going to be spent. And over the course of this video, I'm thinking we probably actually will not fight a boss, but we'll probably open up a couple of shortcuts, fight well, I mean, all the enemy types are pretty much going to be brand new, I guess, if you've never seen this before. Get some blood vials, and hopefully we'll be able to level up, or at least get enough blood echoes so that we can level up. Quick discussion on the parrying mechanic, which is, you know, very conveniently shown right there. Basically, our gun is not really, I mean, it's a blunderbuss, but I wouldn't think of it as like a shotgun the same way you would think of a shotgun in a regular first-person shooter or something like that. It is essentially the replacement to the parry from the Dark Souls series. So instead of having a shield, you're encouraged to play, you know, with that parrying mechanic, which allows you to get a riposte on an enemy. The riposte heals all of the actual HP that you can heal, you know, that's not permanently lost, and this is actually our first lamp right here. We can teleport to here in the future. Might seem ridiculous to have 2 lamps super close together, but this one is more of kind of a hub world. We have a few different shortcuts that can be opened from this direction. But first, let's take some time to talk to this gentleman.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
He's got a little bit more flavor text, so get ready.
Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnham lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say.
Alright.
Yarnamites don't share
Excuse me.
much with outsiders.
Gilbert, I've got stuff to do here.
Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
Sweet. Alright, so he's basically exhausted his text there. He has one more line. But it basically just repeats, you know, go to the east and find the Cathedral Ward. We're trying to find the Pale Blood so that we can cure ourselves. The story, as in, oh, that was very stupid of me. Notice how our HP comes back as we attack enemies even after they are already dead, though. The story, as in Souls games, is told sort of, or as in the previous two Souls games. I'll admit I haven't actually played Demon Souls yet, which I really, really need to get on. But, it's told sort of ambiently, and even this time there's no flavor text in the loading screens, you know, while you're traveling or between deaths or anything like that, so, it's even more kind of esoteric in a way, like you gotta kind of piece it all together for yourself, which admittedly, you know, easier said than done without the help of somebody who's, you know, very well versed in the lore. Oh, those guys are pissed. I didn't realize that we'd actually aggroed them. So there's a lot of things that I'm in the dark about the story, but I just, generally with these games, I tend to let the, oh man, not a good performance there. I tend to just let the, kind of atmosphere wash over me, and as the atmosphere washes over me, I get a little bit of a feel for what's going on, or at least I feel the way that I feel I should feel, if you know what I feel in here. Alright, these guys are super easy to kill. Let's talk about the actual combat in Bloodborne, because it is a lot different than in Dark Souls, and you might be thinking, that's ridiculous, you know, I know everything I'm seeing. I've played Dark Souls myself. I'm a little bit of a Dark Souls aficionado. With the exception, of course, of that parry, everything looks pretty similar. Well, you're right and you're wrong. The only thing that's a change, but it's a big change, is this idea of it being... that was not very smart of me. The idea of it being way more aggression-focused, as opposed to... I don't want to say being, like, conservative, because you could play an aggressive build. In Dark Souls, there's no question about that. Oh my god, I'm doing so poorly here. The only thing we get from this guy is 3 blood vials, I think, so it's not like we're really even gonna get fat ducats here or anything like that. Terrible dodges. But at least I can show you how it goes down. Nice shield, actually. Generally speaking, you're at your best when you're on the attack. Now, when I was playing this before, this guy killed me more times than I'd like to admit. Blood vials have replaced Estus, by the way. Blood vials are the way that you heal yourself. It's just a one-tap button. You don't have to put it on your quick bar or anything like that. On your quick bar, you can put other things, like Yovska's blood vial, or the Pebble, for example, or both. And as we get Molotovs, we'll put those up there as well. They're both less precious and more precious. This, by the way, opens the shortcut to the clinic, which is why I opened it up earlier. In case we die, we can come to the clinic, and then we can skip that initial section with Gilbert back there. But hopefully that won't be something that we need to concern ourselves with. Let's try to do a heavy attack here. Maybe we can finish this guy off super easily. 8 our stamina, but potentially was worth it. Hopefully we can pick up some blood vials here, by the way. I say the blood vials are both less precious and more precious because you can have 20 of them right off the start of the game. As someone, you know, who's played the Souls games, you might be thinking 20 healing items. That's ridiculous. It is. That's an awful lot. The problem is, after you rest, you don't immediately get them back. So you will find yourself in situations where you might have to farm up blood vials. What's nice is that you have storage, and you can actually buy them pretty readily if you want to. I'm kind of undecided as to whether that's a good idea or a terrible idea, but you could store like 100 blood vials, and that gives you 5 full respawns. Good to practice the parry, I think, and then, you know, getting into position for that riposte, which not only gives you usually the kill or a lot of damage, but also a pretty good chunk of change healed if you're interested. What the... You know what? I think I got hit there by one of the sniper bullets. There are snipers in this section. This is a really good section from the perspective of, like, teaching you what Bloodborne is all about and how it's different than the earlier Souls games. The bullets, by the way, as you might expect, are used every time you fire your gun. This section You can kite these guys with the pebbles if you want to. You can also go down there and just fight them, but there's like maybe 15 enemies in this section. It's the kind of section you really would not be likely to find, even with hollows in Dark Souls 1 or 2. You know, Dark Souls 1 or 2, finding 15 hollows in the same section would be pretty ridiculous. Bloodborne, it definitely goes out of its way early to tell you that this is a game that's less focused on defense, more focused on aggression. It's a little bit more of like a I don't want to say traditional, but like a fast-paced character action game in that way. Like, I don't necessarily want to compare it to, that was not so good. Compare it to Bayonetta or Devil May Cry, but it has elements that are not super dissimilar. I'm embarrassed at the rate at which I am plowing through blood vials here. Let's put it that way, but did manage to get these guys killed at least. And, you know, you do get blood vials from enemies. It's kind of a... I think it's a percentage chance. Like, some enemies are guaranteed to pay out with them. Oh, hello, doggy. There's a little trick with the dogs. You can hit them with your gun and not have to worry about parrying, and that'll just knock them straight down to the ground, which is very convenient. So yeah, you can... The blood vials, it's a double-edged sword. I'm not sure how I feel about it in relation to Estus yet. I really like Bloodborne as a Souls game. Like, I've been enjoying the hell out of it. Even though I haven't played as much as I should for various reasons. One of which is that I wanted to keep some, you know, blindness for this without being just completely terrible. I think I'll bite the bullet and take another one of those. And those might be blood vials back there. I don't need any bullets. But what's nice is that if we pick up bullets, and yeah, there you go, that's perfect. You can see that we took one of them, and then one of them, that green icon means it went to our storage, which means if we respawn with less than 20, or I should say if we die, it'll automatically give us some bullets to start with if we were under 20. If that makes sense. We got another 2 blood vials there, which is pretty nice. Then we've got this guy over here. But yeah, I have had to spend more time than I'd like to admit farming up blood vials, and it's not really that much fun. What's nice is that there are enemies that are basically guaranteed to drop them, and actually this guy is one of them. We got some Molotovs there too, which... Those are actually going to come very much in handy for this next section. And you know what? Actually, we picked up a torch. Torches are actually way more useful in this, I think, than they were in Dark Souls 2. You can actually have one as your off weapon, and it not only gives you occasionally like some strength against some enemies, depending on what they're weak against, but it will give you the ability to actually see what the heck you're doing, which is also valuable in and of itself. Picked up some oil urns there. For now, I'm going to roll with this though, the blunderbuss instead. There's another item over here. I think it's a cold blood dew. I picked up a cold blood dew earlier, and I neglected to mention that what it is basically soul of a lost undead, soul of a fallen soldier, stuff like that. It gives you blood echoes, which are up in the top right. Don't worry about the eyeball. That's insight. That's related to the co-op mechanic and maybe the invasion mechanic. Admittedly, I'm just not 100% sure about that. I don't really want to come in this deep yet because I'm going to aggro somebody I don't want to aggro, but... And there we go. I pretty much deserve that. The thing with these dogs is that they're super quick, but they're super weak if you know the technique to use against them. He says as a dog catches him and then probably completely screws him, traps him in the corner against these guys. Now I got lucky, found a break in the action, and managed to sneak in there. Alright. What about this? More blood vials. We actually are approaching 20, which is where we want to be. Now we come to a very interesting part. Well, we got... Oh, quicksilver bullets there. This part is where a lot of people, myself included, get tripped up. That guy didn't aggro, did he? No. We could choose to fight those dogs, or we can choose not to fight those dogs in favor of coming down this direction. And that's what I'm going to do first. There's some stuff in here. There's a very interesting section that we can fall down in here, but I'm not going to go for it yet. We might return to that area a little bit later, and we'll pick this up. 10 pebbles? Oh, maybe I'm mistaken. Okay, I think we don't have to fight the dogs, but I'm going to fight the dogs. Let's put it that way. Now, these guys can really kick the crap out of you if you're not paying attention. So what I'm thinking is throw a Molotov at him, throw a Molotov at him, and... throw a Molotov at him! Ah, you jerk. Gotta get out of there. Okay, these guys might drop blood vials too. Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay, so we're actually doing very well there. We could fight one of them. They are harder than the one that we fought in the clinic. You know what, I'm gonna loosen this guy up just a little bit to start with. And I'm gonna blood vial myself just so I don't completely botch it. I want to get him to attack first, and then we'll go in. Try a transforming attack, and actually that chained into a decent combo for us. Maybe we'll get some blood vials after it. Yeah, that's good. Get some blood vials in storage. We're actually about to open up another big shortcut here, and if we wanted to, we could go fight the first boss. I'm a little bit undecided as to whether or not I would like to fight the first boss right now, or whether I'd like to... Well, I mean, we have a decent amount of blood echoes. Kind of like in the Souls games, you don't really need... This area is just dark, by the way. Like, don't think that my brightness is super low. We don't really... It's not a huge deal if we die with echoes. A, you can get them back. B, you know, it's a game that's much more about mechanical skill. Now, this asshole, man... You think he looks like a nice older dude, but he's got a machine gun there, and if you walk out in front of him, he's gonna pull that on you. Pungent blood cocktail. We also get some easy quicksilver bullets there, but we are gonna... I think it's in our best interest, should I just put it that way, to level up if possible. We use our blood echoes to buy things as well as level up. Bloodstone shards are our... I should call those our, oh, what was it? Titanite. They're our Titanite. We can use those to level up our weapons. So there's that shortcut opened up. So now, from Gilbert's Lantern, we can make it back down here super easily. And this is actually, even though it doesn't necessarily look like it right now, this is a really important kind of hub world for a couple of reasons. These guys right here, you're like, 2 brick guys, oh shit! But if you manage to, like, riposte one, usually they'll die or nearly be dead. We should probably focus him down. Watch me get killed right here. That would be great, actually. I'll pay a blood vial, because we're going to get, like, 6 back. Yeah, okay, I got super lucky and was able to finish off the first one there. Oh, that could easily kill me, actually. I was able to finish off the first one there. Oh, come. This is, like... I'm calling some bullshit on this. Not a good attack there. I'm calling bullshit on it because... I parried the crap out of it. How about this one? That's going to kill him for sure. So we should make a net positive, unless we get shining coins here. Yeah, we have blood vials. Blood vials, 1 went to storage. That's good. Also down here, there is an elevator. And we can't activate that elevator yet, because we have to start from a different area. Or we have to start the elevator, I should say, in a different area. And there is an area that we can go up here. If we go down here, I think this is Dog City, basically. Dog City is really scary the first time you go here. By the way, prepare to get scared, or at least prepare for me to get scared. I don't know why we just got more souls there, but prepare for me to get scared. This area is not very scary for me because I know what's happening. But it will become scary pretty dang quickly. Once I end up being in a little bit more in the blind. Remember this house. We do not know of any safe places. Oh, there's another dog over there that I didn't even see. And you know what? I don't think I got that item last time I played either. This guy's leading me to Cage City here. Oh, it's a Cold Blood Dew, but it's a relatively good Cold Blood Dew. I gotta see what's down here. I think this is an area that I want to visit after we kill, relatively... Yeah, I know exactly where this is. Okay, so we'll probably want to tackle the first boss before we come down here, but it's up to us. We could choose to, or we could choose not to. And we are just absolutely soaked with blood right now. Probably a good indication that we should go back to the Hunter's Dream. So let's take this staircase right here, which I... Oh, never mind. This is the wrong direction, but it did take us to another Cold Blood Dew. The architecture in Bloodborne is way, way more Souls 1 than Souls 2. You know, there's a lot more... I don't remember this area, which scares the crap out of me. Oh, okay, this is the same house. I just came in through a different door. That's fine. It's way more Souls 1 than Souls 2, so there's a lot of, like, looping back in on places that you haven't, or that you've already been. I'm gonna return to the Hunter's Dream, and at the very least we'll be able to upgrade our weapon if I want to. I might choose to save our souls and go with a, another weapon, and but I'm gonna say souls all the time. I'm gonna say Estus. Just get used to it. This is like when, you know, you're in, like, 9th grade, and your friend who used to be named, like, Jennifer dyes her hair pink, and she's like, I'm not Jennifer anymore, I'm Jenny. You're just like, well, okay, well, if you're still Jennifer, though, let's talk to this guy. It's still souls is what I'm trying to get at.
You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will
Oh,
be...
baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
I am... Gammon. Friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good.
I could blow his testicles clean off right now.
Do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
Hey, don't be a weirdo, Gehrman.
This
Alright, so he's done with his text. This really introduces Hunter's Dream as like a super important area. The workshop is where we can upgrade our weapon using bloodstones if we want to. We could upgrade our cleaver. We should also repair it. 41 echoes, that's pretty cheap. Better to not have to worry about it. We also have our storage area, which we can look at there. And I think that there's another table that we can use, or maybe we walk out here and there's another area we can use. We do something with insight here. Insight, again, is almost like humanity. It's the system akin to humanity. Anyway. Can I still not... This is... You level up by speaking with the doll. However, I do not appear to have that ability yet. I'm actually gonna... Forgive me here. I'm gonna push us through, like, 2 loading screens, because I think maybe the way it triggers is that when I come back, I can speak with the doll, and that should be fine. Otherwise, we may actually end episode 1 here. I'm not quite sure how long I've been recording for, but I'm a little scared that it's, because I'm recording from a console, I might desync a little bit towards the end. That scares me a little bit. Moreover, we've gotten good progress on this, and I don't want the series to be over in 10 episodes. Although, to be fair, Dark Souls 2 still took me like 30, even though I knew what I was doing. But I also just ran past every enemy. So what I'm getting at is I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But we've done very well in Yharnam so far. 0 deaths, maybe used a few more blood vials than I'd like to, but that's a relatively minor problem, all things considered. I'll tell you what, we'll go back to the Hunter's Dream. Bloodstone shards, they seem super easily farmable once you get a little bit further into the game. So I'm not really thinking... I'm also going to turn down the brightness a little bit. I know it's a little too much bloom there. But I'm thinking that we'll upgrade our saw cleaver. There's something you can do to trigger the doll. I can't remember. It's like... I don't think it's hitting it. I probably should avoid that regardless. Maybe you have to see the first boss or something before you can talk to the doll. I can't remember. Hopefully it won't be that important. So we've upgraded our saw cleaver 1 level higher. And with the rest of our... blood echoes, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do something pretty silly. So you can buy vials and Molotovs and pebbles and whatnot here. And eventually we'll be able to buy some more equipment as well. I figure, why don't we just dump our extra souls into this and we can deck ourselves out. We're still using kind of like the not so fantastic gear. We can make ourselves look like everybody else looks when they're in Yharnam. Every other Bloodborne player. We got kind of like an Assassin's Creed Unity thing going on here. I'll accept it. That's alright. But I think that's going to do it for episode 1. When we come back, I think we'll fight our first boss pretty much right off the bat. We might have a good crack at fighting our second boss as well. But for now... Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal, especially because the series was, you know, a little bit more delayed than I had originally anticipated. I hope there's still people out there that are enjoying it. And, of course, subscribe if you want to join me on my journey in Bloodborne here. We're getting a little bit further into the game, but still, I know a lot of what's coming up, but pretty soon we'll be away from it. But for now, give me a second here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.